Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to be reviewing the Object 140. Now, just to let you guys know before we start, we are on the dev server, so everything is subject to change and everything can and would change. So keep that in mind. Let's jump into it. Now, the Object 140 is going to be the new pack vehicle for ground for the next update that's coming up. It is going to be a rank 6, battle rating 8.3 Soviet pack vehicle, so USSR pack vehicle. Here it is in the tech tree. Again, subject to change, so it could change BRs, it could change BRs mostly, it can change price. We'll have to see what Gaijin determines. But yeah, everything is subject to change and everything can change. So let's jump into it. Now, let's talk about the lineup here. So ignore these two vehicles, these are our comparison vehicles. ATO Russia will be Object 140, T10M, T55A, no AA, so we have to take a lower BRs, that is U23-4, the Shilka. PT 7657 if you're lucky, and the IS7 if you're mega lucky. That would be your lineup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles. 8-7 Russia is okay. The T10M is a ridiculously good vehicle. T55 is a solid vehicle. And the PT76 is still busted to this day. Now the Object 140, unfortunately, is okay, but you get a rangefinder with it compared to the other things, but the PT gets a laser that 8.3 all Chinese vehicles pretty much guaranteed to have laser. Oopsie, let's just click here. So yeah, laser. I know this one has laser too, and this one also has laser. There's it, laser. They all have lasers pretty much. This one has a laser too. Yeah, 8.0. 8.7, this one has a laser. I can go on and on and on. 8.7 laser. So if you fight China, you're definitely going to see a bunch of lasers. Let's check Israel quickly here if they have any lasers. Rangefinder. Okay, so Israel isn't suffering that hard. Let's check this one. Razor at 8.7 if you get up tiered. Nothing. And then let's check Italy here just quickly. One last check. Italy doesn't really have a whole lot. Laser 8.0. So you are fighting in a BR where there's a lot of lasers rather than rangefinders, and so at 8.3 you're also highly likely to be updated to 8.7, where again more lasers are being introduced. So you'll be outlased 9 out of 10 times, especially if you're fighting China, then it's a 10 out of 10. And the rangefinder is okay. It's better than not having one like the 255 and the T10M. But again, you can't really compete with laser. So that's the first downside of 8.3 Russia in general, is that everybody has laser except you. When it comes to the only vehicle having lasers, the PT. And then the others just have range, I guess, by the looks of it, the object. So you are unfortunately outdogged there when it comes to better technology. When it comes to the rounds, it's okay. They're okay rounds. There's nothing crazy here. Nothing ridiculously overpowered. They're average rounds for the BR, for the Soviets especially. Let's compare, for example, to T10M, right? Let's give this round, okay? 100 meters, 30 degrees, 216, and this one does 222. 216, 222, so slightly better penetration value. If we get this one, for example, 100, 30 degrees, 371, 371, 344. So the T10M does outgun you, unfortunately. That's sad to say. But yeah, you have average rounds. I know it's a 122 and this is 100, but yeah. And even the T55 has this. So I mean, again, the T55A already outguns you. I don't think 8.3 is a good BF for this thing. 8.0, I would much rather play 8.0 this thing. So as of right now, the battle rating does suck. Let's move on to the next features. It has dogshit reverse, so that's another negative, unfortunately. Decent mobility. You have 4 crewmen. Now, what makes this tank sort of good is the 14.5 millimeter heavy machine gun, and then you have your light 7.62 millimeter light machine gun in the coaxial mount. So definitely, if you do see some helicopters at this BR or lightly armored vehicles, you'll be having fun with them. Now reload wise, again typical Soviet reload rates, nothing to say here, very slow, no auto loading. You do get stabilizer at least over the other three vehicles, and the PT does get stabilizer too. Now, let's compare this to the other pack vehicle slash Golden Eagle vehicle at the BR. So, you had the T55 AM1, Object 140, and T55 E005, and then the Object 120. These three vehicles. I'm gonna remove the Object 120 from the argument here since it's a completely different type of tank versus these, as these are just all T55s really, if you boil them all together. Now, let's speak about the vehicles themselves. So the T55, the TO55A is just a T55A base model with a flamethrower. This would be costing you 8,380 golden eagles, or that equals to 55 euros and 30 cents in my currency. T55 AM1 is the same price as the Object 140, and that will give you a whopping 59.99. And then you have the Object, same price. You get 2k golden eagles and 50 days of premium with both of these, so it doesn't really matter when it comes to price ranges, they're the same. Now, as a new player, I personally would suggest getting the T55 AM1. Why? So the T55 AM1 has access to smoke launchers, ESS, smoke rounds. That will give you all three different smoke abilities in ground that you can learn how to use. Okay? You get to learn how to use smoke launchers, you get to learn how to use smoke rounds, and you get to learn how to use ESS, or at least familiarize yourself with those rounds. You get nitrogen, useless. Another thing that really makes this vehicle good is the different types of ammunition you get. Smoke rounds, like I stated before, you get APDS, heat, HE, barrel launched ATGMs, APCBC, and you get dart as well, Sabo. So you do get a decent selection of ammunition to learn how to use, use and understand how they work. And you get artillery as well on top of it. The vehicle is at a BR where you have some armor relevancy and some not, so it's here and there when it comes to armor. And also it has a decent engine, and okay, should traverse, I get it. But overall, it does help a new player familiarize themselves, especially with top tier, since you get all these new top tier goodies on this old classic T55. Versus the Object 140 that just has absolutely nothing when it comes to this features. Like I said before, you just get a range, nitrogen and ESS, no smoke launchers, no smoke shells. You do get a couple different rounds, but again, you're still missing barrel launched ATGMs, smoke shells, and Sabo. So yeah, this sucks, but again, okay. In my personal opinion, the Object 140 is just too expensive. It's too expensive for the price. Maybe at 8.0, and if they drop the price to like 49.99 would be a better option in my opinion, but it's Gaijin. They do whatever they want to do. Again, another thing that's pushing me to tell you guys to buy the 255 AM1 is because it has an actual really good lineup. Russia 8.7 is fucking big. It's big and it's very diverse. 8.7, you get the Strums, you get bunch of BMPs and other light vehicle variants, you get the Object, you get another T62s, you get a different type of T72, the AMD one that has hard kill. What else am I missing here? Yes, you also have, yeah, it's a big lineup. It's a really big lineup. You get a lot of diverse vehicles at 8.7 Russia. And armor still matters, right? Since you get this upgrade against darts versus this thing having nothing, just your standard rolled homogeneous armor. Again, I'm going back to the same point. I do not think this vehicle is really worth it as a new player and even as a lineup builder, because 8.7, 8.3 Russia is already a dead lineup, and having this will not make a huge difference. Another issue, like I stated before, everyone has a laser rangefinder, so you'll be always outranged. Everyone will know your range way faster than before your old-fashioned rangefinder will tell you, and by the time you adjust to it, any Chinese or Swedish or Israeli vehicle will be already popping shells at you without you even knowing. So yeah, it sucks. what can you do? But yeah, I don't think the Object 140 is worth it. I think it's at a high BR. I think 8.0 would be a more respectable BR for this vehicle. We'll have to see. Maybe Gaijin will change the BR again. It will depend, or maybe it will get up there to 8.7, becomes a really hopeless and useless spec vehicle. That's really it, guys. I'm not really looking forward to having this vehicle. Definitely not on my list of spec vehicles I would want to own as soon as possible. It's mid. It's a mid vehicle. It does mid things, and it's just a medium tank. Personally, get the T55 AM1 if you're a new player, because you get experience. You get to experience top tier at a very chill level. Versus this thing, you're kind of getting slapped into top tier here and there with up tiers, and you don't have the ability to experience it. So it's like getting taste, like, you know, you're just so close to top tier, yet, you know, because it's 8-3, you get down tiered sometimes, and you don't get to experience that as well with this vehicle, unfortunately. You don't get to experience the top tier experience like the T55 for the same exact price. So yeah, T55 AM1 on top, purchase that. Object 140, purchased if you want to have a vehicle. That's really it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Stay safe.